Hello peoples, and welcome to Legion Class Guide for patch 7.0 at level 100. Today I'm covering the Monk class. Before I begin, I will start by saying that you should keep in mind that the class changes were made to suit a character who has obtained their artifact weapon and has reached Legion's max level of 110. So while this may not be the most accurate guide to follow at endgame, it can be a very good place to start. I'll only be going over each spec's basic abilities and how they work together. You can use this as a template upon which to build your talents. If there's enough interest, I can start including my own personal talent choice in these videos, or do a separate set of videos based solely on talents. Brewmaster is up first. A Brewmaster mitigates damage passively through stagger. 45% of physical damage they take is taken as damage over time for 10 seconds. This also includes damage from magical attacks, but at half effectiveness. Iron Skin Brew increases the amount of damage delayed by stagger. I did a quick test and found that this will reduce the initial damage you take from an attack and add it to the amount of damage staggered. Purifying Brew will reduce the damage taken by your remaining stagger by half. If stagger damage is high, you can use Purifying Brew more than once to reduce it further. Iron Skin Brew and Purifying Brew also share charges with each other. Brewmaster monks use energy as an ability resource. It regenerates over time. Cake Smash and Tiger Palm use energy. Cake Smash damages a target and any other enemies nearby and also slows them by 50% for 15 seconds. It also reduces the cooldown on your brews by 4 seconds. This makes it very useful for damage mitigation. It does have a cooldown however, but you can use Tiger Palm in the meantime. It hits a single target and reduces the cooldown of your brews by 1 second. It is not as efficient as far as reduced brew cooldown per energy spent, but it quickly adds up. You'll be waiting for energy to replenish if you use these abilities too much. Breath of Fire and Blackout Strike can be used during these times. Blackout Strike has a short cooldown and hits a single target, and Breath of Fire deals fire damage to all targets in front of you. It also applies a fire damage over time effect for 8 seconds to targets hit by Cake Smash in the last 15 seconds. Since Cake Smash's debuff lasts 15 seconds, and Breath of Fire's cooldown is just as long, you'll always be applying the damage over time effect. At first I thought this would only affect targets slowed by Cake Smash, but Cake Smash still applies a debuff to targets immune to slow. In those cases it only allows them to be affected by Breath of Fire's additional effect. To tank multiple targets, the only thing you do differently is make more of an effort to use Breath of Fire on cooldown. It's good to generate extra threat with its damage over time on a single target, but even better when applied to several targets at once. This will help maintain a bit of extra threat along with Cake Smash damage. The best way I've found to use a Brewmaster's abilities together is to use Blackout Strike as every other ability. You won't be energy starved, but you also won't be generating extra energy. There's also a very brief wait for Blackout Strike's cooldown, so you can either just wait for it, or use Breath of Fire if available. Through a passive ability, Gift of the Ox, Brewmasters have a chance to summon a yellow healing sphere when taking damage. They can move through it to be healed, or use Expel Harm to heal themselves with it right away. One last thing. Fortifying Brew is your defensive cooldown. It has a 7-minute cooldown, but that is reduced by using Tiger Palm and Cake Smash. I did one test and was able to reduce its cooldown by about 3 minutes. I don't normally cover defensive cooldowns, but I felt this one was necessary because it's important to know that your abilities reduce its cooldown. You'll never be waiting the full 7 minutes to use it again. That's it for Brewmaster. Now for Mistweaver. Mistweavers heal primarily with Soothing Mist, which is now a passive effect. Soothing Mist will automatically be channeled at no cost on a target healed by a Fuse, Enveloping Mist, Vivify, and Life Cocoon. You can see the amount it heals if you look at my character portrait in the top left corner. If there's a way to show Soothing Mist healing on my target, like this, please let me know. I would prefer it that way. I'll first go over the abilities that trigger Soothing Mist. Life Cocoon is an emergency ability with a 3-minute cooldown. It places a large damaged shield on your target and increases their healing over time received by 50%. A Fuse is a short cast ability with an initial heal that you can use to start channeling Soothing Mist. Enveloping Mist is an expensive heal that heals for a large amount over 6 seconds and increases the healing your target receives from your other spells by 30% for that time. This is best used after someone has taken a large amount of damage. You can even apply the 6-second heal over time to one target, then cast it on another target and continue to channel Soothing Mist on them instead. Vivify is another short cast ability like a fuse, but the initial heal is a little more, and is also applied to the target's 2 closest injured allies. Naturally, such an ability will cost more mana. Use it for area of effect healing. For 1 or 2 targets, use a fuse to heal them up with Soothing Mist. Vivify can benefit from the effects of Renewing Mists. Renewing Mists is a heal over time that lasts 20 seconds. If Renewing Mist's target is healed to full, it will jump to another injured target within 20 yards for its remaining duration. The cooldown of 8 seconds makes it easy to maintain 2 of these at all times. When Renewing Mist heals, it has a small chance to increase Vivify's healing by 40%. Since Renewing Mist heals often, the 4% chance to trigger this effect is greatly increased. Be sure to always have at least 1 Renewing Mist active. Essence Font is a very expensive spell that channels for about 3 seconds. Over its duration, you will fire several healing bolts to allies and apply a small heal over time to them for 6 seconds. For these 6 seconds, your mastery effect will trigger twice. Unlike other channeled spells, the full cost is incurred regardless of how long you channel the spell. Mistweaver Mastery, Gust of Mists, adds an extra initial heal when you heal a target with a fuse, Renewing Mist, Enveloping Mist, and Vivify. So for those 6 seconds after being healed by Essence Font, those abilities will, in effect, cause Gusts of Mist to heal for 100% more. This makes Essence Font a great spell to use when a large amount of AoE healing is needed. Follow up Essence Font with a Vivify or 2, then top off any missing health with a fuse. Renewing Mist will already be healing passively if maintained. Detox is your cleanse spell. It removes all poison, disease, and harmful magic effects on a friendly target. Most of the time, these effects should be removed right away. Thunder Focus Tea is the last thing to go over. It has no cost, a 30-second cooldown, and improves the effectiveness of your next healing ability. There's no harm in using it every time it's available, but to use it most effectively will take time to master. It allows Renewing Mist to not trigger a cooldown, allowing you to use it twice in succession. It increases the healing of a fuse by 200%. This refers to the initial heal and not Soothing Mist. This would be very effective for quickly healing a single target. It allows Enveloping Mist to be instantly cast. Enveloping Mist can be used as before, but much more quickly. Effective for healing several targets for a large amount over time. It allows you to cast Essence Font while moving. In cases where you may need to move in the middle of channeling, this can be very useful. And lastly, it allows Vivify to be cast for free, best for healing several targets quickly. That's it for Mistweaver. Now for Windwalker. Windwalker monks play much as they did before patch 7.0, using energy to generate chi with certain abilities, and spending chi with other abilities. Tiger Palm generates 2 chi. Chi can then be spent on either Fists of Fury, Rising Sun Kick, Blackout Kick, or Spinning Crane Kick. Fists of Fury costs 3 chi and has a long cooldown. It causes you to channel for a short time, dealing a large amount of damage to targets in front of you. It no longer stuns enemies, but you can now move while channeling. This should be your main chi spender. Rising Sun Kick costs 2 chi and deals moderate damage, so this should be your primary chi spender when Fists of Fury is on cooldown. Blackout Kick costs only 1 chi and can be used to spend chi when Rising Sun Kick is not available. Tiger Palm also has a chance to allow the next Blackout Kick to be used at no cost. For area of effect damage, use Spinning Crane Kick to deal damage over time to enemies near you for a short time. At a cost of 3 chi, this may not seem very effective. This is true, but the damage can be increased. Each time a target is damaged by your single target abilities, they are afflicted with a 15-second debuff. For each of these debuffs that are active, the damage of Spinning Crane Kick is increased by 50%. To use Spinning Crane Kick effectively, you'll have to hit several different targets with your single target abilities before using it. Mastery for Windwalker monks is also important. Combo Strikes increases the damage of your abilities as long as they are not used twice in a row. To clear this up a bit, using an ability the first time benefits from Mastery, but if you use that same ability again, it does not. Since Fist of Fury and Rising Sun Kick have cooldowns, this really only applies to Tiger Palm and Blackout Kick. It can be easy to forget about the Mastery damage bonus if you're not mindful of its effects. And this concludes the class guide for monks in patch 7.0 at level 100. All of this may change slightly or a lot depending on your talent choice. Whichever you decide, this will be the model that you build your character upon. If you'd like to know more or have any questions or want to request a specific class for me to go over next, you can check out the video description for a bit of extra info, or feel free to ask in the comments. If you liked this video, leave a like, and if you want to see more class guide videos or whatever else I do, feel free to subscribe. Until next time, be swell, stay well, farewell.